Hi, Julie.
Hey, Denise.
How are
See you
you?
again.
Oh my gosh, great to see you.
What's
Yeah,
going on?
well, we're waiting for Tom Numbers.
Yeah, I'm excited to visit with him again.
I am too. Our second interview.
Yeah.
And I have some other special guests. that I
Oh,
want to
really? Okay.
introduce.
You didn't tell me about that.
This is Mr. Potato Head. And this is Mrs. Potato Head. And they're going to join us today. Is that okay with you?
I'm perfectly okay with that. Yes, thank you for asking.
Okay, quiz. Who talked for Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story? Do you remember?
Oh, wait.
Let's
No,
see if
I don't
Tom
remember.
knows. Let's see if Tom knows.
I don't remember.
We're going to ask Tom.
Okay.
Here he comes. Let's let him in.
Okay. Trying to remember who that is.
Let's see if he knows. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Denise.
How are you?
Hi,
It's a
Tom.
lovely
What's
evening.
up, brother?
Hey, Julie D. How are you, sister?
Wonderful, wonderful. Great to see you.
Great to
Okay,
see you
so
too.
we have a question for you. We have two other guests.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, cool.
They might be more, they might be
Jennifer?
Jennifer couldn't make it. Yeah. But
it's not Jennifer. Okay.
No, but I have two other special guests. Okay.
Okay.
We have Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so now Julie didn't know. I said, let me ask you. It's a little pop quiz here. Who talks for Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story? Do you remember? Do you know?
Is it Tim Allen? No, that's the other one.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't know.
Buzz Lightyear.
It's Don Rickles.
Who?
Oh,
Don Rickles, famous comedian.
older guy. Yeah.
Don Rickles. Yeah.
That guy.
So
Cool. So how's it going?
it's going. We heard that Trump signed the Nassar Jassara into law.
Yes.
Tuesday.
In Switzerland, apparently. Yeah.
How exciting is that, right?
It's very exciting.
Yeah, very, extremely. We're ready.
We are so ready.
We are ready.
Julie's
we are
looking
ready. We're ready.
Julie's looking at RVs to purchase to get on the road.
Check it out, brother.
Have you got my Brooklyn? Oh, you got an RV? I got my other Brooklyn T-shirt on today.
I did. I saw that. That looks great.
I love that. You probably have more Brooklyn T-shirts than I have.
I think I've got two. Two. Get me two, Utah. I got two.
That's great. They're very good. Little George Travolta there. Awesome.
Keanu. No, Gary Busey. Get me two, Utah.
Oh, because John Travolta said that in the beginning of Saturday Night Fever. He went up to the pizzeria window and he goes, give me two. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's where Gary Busey gets it.
Gary stole it. Yes.
Ah, very good.
That's John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever.
Okay.
1977. I was there. I told you, I think. I was there when they filmed it. They filmed it in my neighborhood.
Did they?
The whole movie was all in Bay Ridge and Bensonhurst.
You saw it being filmed?
I was 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. 77. So 77 is Christ. 1977. That'd be 96. GameStop. February. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Alien spaceship. Very good. And Switzerland, I was saying to Charlie, Switzerland, it's interesting because Switzerland comes to 151, which comes to Jesus Christ, comes to Drain the Swamp, and comes to the Jassara Reset.
Wow.
So it's quite apt that he went. So Donald Trump, 138, Revaluation, The Savior, Dome of the Rock, the Pyramids is the one that signed in 151, Drain the Swamp, Jesus Christ, and the Jassara Reset. So that was interesting. That was very interesting.
So then would that put us at like the 1st of April when things are potentially announced, do you think?
I hope so.
I know, right?
I hope so. There's a lot of good things pointing to the 1st of April.
Yeah.
And 107's been saying about 1st of April. So he got it right in regards to Biden and the inauguration on the 20th. He's about the only one that kind of really, well, that I'm aware of, that actually said that. So April 1st is looking good. I would say it's looking good for then.
Now, are you saying for an announcement on April 1st, you're saying?
I would expect something. I mean, I'm also thinking there could be some things that still in March, March Madness. March 14th looks pretty good to me for something big.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
So Sunday, that's next Sunday, a week from now.
Yeah. And then I would say April 1st looks really good for inauguration. And then maybe things like resurrection, people coming back perhaps April 4th, which is Sunday. So if President Trump's inaugurated on the 1st, then I would suspect that would open the door for many great and amazing visual things. So I'm wondering perhaps April 4th, which is Easter Sunday, could be, Easter is all to do with resurrection, bringing people back. So maybe we'll see some of that.
Yeah, good point. Okay, all right.
I like that.
Well, now, Tom, you got my note, didn't you, that March Madness basketball began in Kansas?
Yes.
Yeah, I sent you that. I mean, this is where all of the rules on how it was going to be played was established. And so I just found it curious that right now the whole world's talking about March Madness, and it's a term that in Kansas is just we all do the March Madness thing with basketball, college basketball, So I thought that's pretty cool. But I think you're right. We're going to see some more things happen, and I think revealed the rest of this month.
Hope so. And like you said, Julie, about March Madness, I mean, the numbers on March Madness. So basketball comes to 85, which comes to the Storm. Well, it comes to Storm, comes to Silver, comes to Blackout. The Storm comes to 118, which comes to March Madness.
Wow.
So March Madness comes to 118.
Wow.
The Storm, and if you just say the basketball, that comes to 118 as well. So it all ties in very nicely, in terms of the names and the numbers that go around with it. So, and I saw someone sent something about Q apparently had mentioned March Madness before as well. I didn't know that until a couple of days ago, but I figured out March Madness, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, maybe 10 days ago, but. Yeah, so it's flying around. A lot of people are saying it, and you're saying it. It's a very regular term that people use, and it's March Madness is in everyone's mind because they know about March Madness and the basketball. And, Final Four, doesn't it? It goes to the Final Four.
Final Four. Yes. Final Four is what you shoot to. Yeah.
So there was something on Final Four as well.
Are you seeing anything more Midwest related that we had discussed earlier, like in the Kansas-Missouri border area?
Yes, I'm wondering about all that. So the thing is, like Missouri, see, that's the thing. So Missouri comes to 1, 2, 3, as we know. April Fool's comes to 1, 2, 3 as well. So I was like, maybe it's a time, maybe not a location, or maybe both. It could be multiples. I mean, yesterday I was doing an episode, and the number 131 came up, and there's about 8 values for that, which are really on point. You've got.
Was that the Sedona one?
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, I was starting to watch that. Yeah. And that's one of my favorite cities. The very first time I saw it, I burst into tears and I said, "I'm home."
Yeah.
And I love it.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? I drove there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just like driving into the cartoon film of Cars, Radiator Springs, and
sure, yeah.
Colorado Springs, but it reminds me of Sedona,
Absolutely. Well, I think they took from that because I watched that movie after I'd been to Sedona, and I was like, "Yep, that's the area."
And you've got a mini one like that in Colorado Springs. So you've got a place called Garden of the Gods, which is all that red rock. It's like a mini Sedona. You can walk around it. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
But in terms of Sedona, it's full on the Cars movie. It's you're expecting to see is it Lightning McQueen? You're
Yeah.
expecting to see him pop around the corner because it's just right there, bright red rock, and
that's good.
And the thing with red, the word red is 27. It's JFK.
Okay.
Republican color is red, and
right.
You've got the red rocks right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bit further past there. So I did it from Phoenix, and kind of went through 4 or 5, maybe 6 different kind of topographies during that day. You had the desert area.
You hit Flagstaff.
I don't know if we went Flagstaff. So we just basically kind of went Mesa, Phoenix, north, up to Sedona, and then up to the crater, the moon. Well, the moon, the asteroid crater, and then further on up to, I guess, the southern rim of the Grand Canyon, and then came back all in the same day. So, but it was, it was a lot of different lands and a lot of different kind of features. It was great. It was like I'd gone through 5 or 6 countries in a day. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. And Sedona is the only place that I had back then. This was about 20 years ago. They were the only arches that were teal and not yellow, because the city of Sedona had outlawed yellow, orange, and red neon signs for their whole town because they didn't want it to detract from the night vision above their city. So they forced McDonald's to have a teal golden arch.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was just a stupid little interesting tidbit.
And I think I remember watching the film The Founder with Michael Keaton about McDonald's, about Ray Kroc.
Oh, and, that was.
And I think one of the first McDonald's was in Arizona.
Yeah, I think. Well, if it wasn't Arizona, I think it might have been California, but it was close. It might have been Arizona. There
was something in the film about Arizona, maybe on the takeover. But I think it did start. I think it was, like you say, like California, but then maybe when they changed or when it became something to do with Arizona and early days of McDonald's was in that film anyway.
Yeah, that was a great. And that's funny you bring that up because I was just thinking about that film and it made me think, well, was that even true? Was that story even true? Right? As to how the real McDonald's was born.
Yeah, probably not quite. It's probably not quite. I would have that, it's like pretty much nothing's really true, is it?
True. Nothing is true,
You don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially, the other day I was breaking it down and just looking at the whole symbolism stuff, and here we are feeding our children from a place with a clown that has red shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just stop there.
Yeah.
Just the whole outfit itself. It's creepy. It's creepy. And then
when you know it's creepy. When you don't know, it's like, oh, it's just a clown. Oh, it's just red shoes.
Yeah.
They're always a bit
what they mean.
Clowns. What films have you been thinking of this week? You were saying you wanted to do some films. What ones have you been thinking of?
Oh, we were talking about sitting and watching Back to the Future with you, and you show us, what this was and this and that. So, but we were thinking the Back to the Future one, weren't we?
Well, Back to the Future is a favorite of mine, for sure. And interesting enough, the newspapers here in England yesterday had a feature saying Back to the. I'll bring it up, but it was basically a play on words of Back to the Future.
Really?
And also, Empire Strikes Back was there as well in the same day on the sports pages. Cool. I'm just looking at Grand Canyon. So I did this ages ago, but I need to do it again. So CANYON. Okay, so Canyon comes to 72, which is Monday, which is money, which is first, which is Rocky. Okay, Canyon. Let's have a look. So Grand. Okay. Grand is 44. Let me just double check that. Yeah. Ah, that's very good. So the Grand Canyon.
Tom, you need it. Tom, you need a hand. Do you need a hand?
Tom? I need a hand.
Here, I'm going to give you a hand.
I got it.
Yeah, she's going to give you a hand.
That's a big mini hand.
It's a mini. That's $5 million.
So, get this. Yeah, let's get this one. So
and they're like, that's not a lot of money, right?
You're right.
Well, the this is very good actually. So, yeah, it comes to inauguration. The Grand Canyon comes to inauguration.
It does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, wouldn't it be cool if something happened on April 3rd? Because the date would be 4-3-2-1.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah, very
how cool
good.
would that be, huh?
Yeah.
But it's all that date has actually already happened if you do it through how you in the UK determine your dates, don't you, Tom? Where you put
you do the day and the
first,
month,
and then the month,
and the year.
then the year, right? So you've already had 4-3-2-1.
Yeah, that's right. There was a 4-3-2-1 already.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
March 4th.
But so the 3rd, you say the 3rd, Denise. So the 3rd of April comes to the Great Awakening. Oh. We've had some other Great Awakenings as well, but if you do, so you do the 3rd of April. Yeah, it comes to 169, the Great Awakening.
Wow. Look at that.
And then just the day, and that's also Saturday night. And in Back to the Future, Doc has always gone on about next Saturday night we're going to take you back to the future, you know. Yes. So maybe that is the Saturday night, maybe, you know.
Wow.
I mean, if
not, maybe we can do the filming. We could do the viewing of Back to the Future on that night.
Oh, there we go.
We could. Yeah, we could.
Right?
That'd be
yeah,
fun.
We could. But that's amazing. Yeah, the Grand Canyon. So I'd done that ages ago. So it's good to do that again. And that comes to 149. Yeah. Which is inauguration, which is also the 1st of April. So yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Could you imagine if there's something at the Grand Canyon and they put on a big, you know, there's a big.
That'd be a place to have a big old party.
That place is intense. Have you been there?
Not down in. Just.
Have you seen it? But you've seen it from the rim, have you? You've looked in.
Just.
It's like a painting.
Brief,
it's like a.
I was like in a vehicle, so.
Yeah, it's like a. Takes you a while to get accustomed to it because it's like the biggest kind of visual download I think I've ever had in this mortal life.
Really?
Yeah, wow. It's incredible. I was just like gobsmacked because you're looking at it and it doesn't feel real. It feels like a painting or something. It's like,
wow,
because it's so big and so vast. It's such an onslaught of stimulus visually, and then after you get accustomed to it, you can kind of zoom in and you start to see. You could just spend weeks looking at it and you just keep finding new stuff because it's so vast, you know.
Yeah,
well,
and it's miles across. It's miles across. It's massive.
Yeah,
massive,
but
right?
Also the color too, isn't it? It's like the vibrancy of the colors.
Yeah, the color.
Well, the way the sun hits it,
isn't it? I mean, it's pretty different.
The whole thing is just
cool.
It's mind blowing. It's incredible.
It's one of the 7 wonders of the world. Yes,
I think it is. Yeah,
I think so.
One of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Yeah,
right.
I think it is.
Right.
Because it's. Yeah. I mean, they say you can see it from space. You know, like the Great Wall of China. You can see that from space. It's massive. Like it's.
Yeah.
You can't really. And the other thing, the other side, the northern rim is closed at certain times of the year because it's higher up and it's colder. Mm-hmm. But the southern rim, I think, is the more popular side, and the visitor centre there and stuff. But it's extraordinary. It's amazing. Yeah. I
have to take a road trip. Got to add that to my RV touring.
There you go. Yeah. You go down to Sedona. And on the way, you can see the crater. And
come to New York.
Grand Canyon.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
What's that?
If she gets that RV, she better come to New York and pick me up if I'm still
going
in New York.
Oh, well, Denise, you've hit on a good point. See, I've never actually mentioned this on the video.
What's that?
So you've hit on a very good point. Cast your mind back to when, and I keep going on about New York, and everyone's like, "Oh, New York is but it's the home of President Trump." Okay.
Yes.
So New
yeah.
York is iconic, and it will, I believe, in my opinion, play a big part in all the jubilee of all of what is going to take place when it happens. So, do you remember President Trump joked about an RV? You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And where did he say he was going to take the First Lady back to in an RV?
New York.
To New York.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he said upstate New York, didn't he?
Well, he just said, I don't know. He just said,
was it just New York?
Maybe just
New
New York.
I'll take our First Lady back to New York in an RV, in a trailer, in an RV.
Yes, and we know what RV meant.
He said New York.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Well, he still has property here, even though he moved his residence to Florida. You know.
But I've been seeing every time I think about New York is a constant presence in terms of, for me, you've got the Statue of Liberty, which translates to Statue of POTUS. POTUS is 91, Liberty is 91. Statue of POTUS. You've got the World Trade Center. It's one World Trade Center. World Trade Center comes to 185, comes to Donald John Trump.
Look at
comes
that.
to the stock market crash. Comes to the City of London. Comes to the Book of Mormon. It comes to the Salt Lake Temple. It comes to Book of Revelation, as we said last time.
Right.
So, but do you remember, originally it used to be two towers, but it was still known as one entity, World Trade Center. So it gives you the impression of two.
Yes,
you've got Donald Trump and POTUS, okay?
Right.
So you've got, anyway, they took that down, but now it's one World Trade Center.
Freedom Tower.
Yeah, one comes to, is that what it's called, Freedom Tower, yeah?
Yes, it's the Freedom Tower. It used to be known as the Twin Towers. Now it's the Freedom Tower.
But one World Trade Center, yeah. So one World Trade Center. So one comes to 34, which is DJT, which is also NEO, which is one. But also that comes to 219 when you add them together. So 185 World Trade Center plus one comes to 219, which also comes to the Mount of Olives. And that's biblical. And I keep seeing, perhaps there's going to be a show on both sides of the globe, of the world. You've also got Empire State Building. Empire State comes to 131, which comes to John F. Kennedy. You've got Trump Tower, which is the Great Awakening, 169. Right. You've got
the Chrysler Building.
Yep. You've also got the New Yorker Hotel, where Tesla used to live. Right. And you've also got the stock exchange. And I see at least those 7 on the board as big. And you've also got the 7 trumpets. So think you've got 7 Trumps. You've got Donald Trump, you've got Melania, and then you've got the 5 children.
Yes.
And so there's 7 trumpets as well, 7 Trumps. And there's those 7 iconic things that are in New York. I mean, New York's full of iconic things, but those 7, the other thing as well about the Empire State Building comes from 131 comes to Empire State. When you do King Kong, so King Kong, the iconic gorilla comes to 74, which comes to Jesus, which comes to Messiah, comes to President Trump's age, comes to London.
Oh yeah, his age.
And guess what King Kong comes to? Comes to 88. Trump.
88. I knew there was an 8 in there. Yeah.
88 Trump. So you've got Empire State, which is 131, which is John F. Kennedy, and then you've got King Kong, which is Trump, on there, and he's age 74, and it's a gorilla. It's a huge gorilla.
Yeah.
Right.
So these things have been put in popular culture for a reason. They've been put in there for a reason, And when President Trump said an RV, I think I'll take our First Lady back to New York in an RV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't say I'm going to go to another place. He said I'm going back to New York.
Right.
So, I think New York still holds massive massive significance in what's going to come when it does.
Right.
And also the Chinese Republic was formed. Well, it was announced out in the waters of New York. Remember that? Steve Bannon.
That's right. That's right. Yes. That's right. Yep.
Steve Bannon
cried when I
comes
saw
to
that.
131 again.
Yeah.
And
the Chinese consulate is right over there, I believe.
Right.
Right off the water.
That would make sense then, yeah.
That makes sense, sure.
But they had the Statue of Liberty behind them. They're on like a barge floating along.
Yep, the Chinese consulate is over there. By the Intrepid.
And they said the new Chinese Republic, we're here to establish peace on Earth for 1,000 years. That's millennium. That's what the millennium is.
Yep. I saw that. Yep, that was amazing. Yeah, that was.
So many things I believe that are coming to wow the world at some point with all this.
Oh, we're going to see the events. Yeah, I believe that, because the left is trying so hard to speed up, fast track their agenda. Do you see that? Everything is like, all these executive orders to undo everything that Trump did. The cancer culture, opening the borders, letting everybody in, and just everything that they're doing, just to bring government control is what they want to do. They want chaos here, total chaos, total breakdown of the economy, destroy everything, so the government can come in and save us. Government control. So I think they're fast tracking, and so I don't see it being much longer before we see things turning around. Do you agree?
I hope so. Yeah, I believe so. I hope so. I think I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say people are waking up and finding out that they have to be the ones to make the change. They can't just wait around and think that the city council is going to call a special meeting and get rid of the mask mandate. No, you need to get in there and make it happen, and make it happen with your schools, that you've got kids that are wearing masks. This is ridiculous.
I know.
And so
well, here in New York, they're not even in school. They're still online, Julie.
So it's so sad. It's so
terrible.
Sad. But we the people, all the people have to get up and stand up and be heard now. Now's the time for action. And, as much as we have done a fabulous job of being digital warriors, we also have to take the action of non-compliance. And no, I'm not going to take your pointy thing. I'm not going to wear your diaper thing. So
that's right.
And we do it within our own community. We don't have to do it for everybody, but just do it where you are. And I'm encouraged. I went to the store yesterday. I saw a lot more people that were not wearing the face diapers, and but when I say a lot, that
you
means,
like that expression.
That means not just me. that means there's like 6 other people besides me in a store that's probably got 150 people in it, right? So, but it's improvement, so I'll take it, right?
Now, what kind of looks are these people getting? Are they getting dirty looks from the masked people?
No.
How dare you not wear one?
It's like we totally identify.
They look at you like you're gonna kill me. Get away.
Yeah, some do. Some do. Oh my God! The other day I saw one. She had the mask. She had a double mask on. She had sunglasses on. She had a hat on, and she had gloves on, walking through the store. I was like, "Oh, you poor dear. She's just so fearful. You get just so much fear." So yeah, but now's the time for action, right?
Yes.
So.
Yes, I totally agree. 1000%.
Action time.
We can make a difference.
When does March Madness start? Is it the 18th of? Is it the 18th of March?
I want to say the 18th through the 23rd or something like that.
Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. It goes on for about a week, I think.
Right.
And
the Final Four. I was going to look that up. I've got the Final Four.
Yeah.
Something to do with that.
We should also maybe look up which states are going to it this year. That might be something.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
I do that. Thank you.
Final four.
You got them pretty fast.
I
Tom,
know.
I want to send you my books too, Tom.
Okay, awesome.
So you send me your address.
Have you seen this one, Tom?
Although the blank cards, aren't they? Is that the ones? And
The
the blank, are they blank books as well?
The blank books, yes. Those are all the reasons Trump
Well,
should be
good.
impeached.
I haven't got any time to read them, so that would be great.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I know, right?
We all become speed
Well,
readers.
This was what I came up with final four. So final comes to 42.
Okay.
4 comes to 60. That takes you to 102, which is 1,000. 1,000 plus 118, which is March Madness, comes to 220, which is Operation Warp Speed.
Oh.
So that was interesting.
Cool.
That was an interesting one. Thunderbird as well comes to 1, 2, 3, April Fool's, silver plus gold. Yeah.
So,
But it's an interesting time. I mean, we're all feeling like we're ready, but I guess you know the other 99 or 8% or whatever it is aren't quite ready. But hopefully they will be soon.
Push them over the edge. Just
wake
them a little more.
Sound when the Trump sounds, that will wake them up. That's what it is.
Yeah. Right.
Alarm comes to 45th president of the alarm. You know.
Now, can I read you something that I sent you, Julie? I think you might have sent it.
Is it in your blank book?
Yep. Look, I read it already. Done.
Okay.
The printer was able to get it done on time. It was the first project they completed on time.
Made it in record time.
Woohoo!
I believe this is about what Trump did on Tuesday in Switzerland, but the number 866, I'm wondering if it signifies anything. I'm just going to read you the first few sentences. It says I'm doing this without my glasses. Am I crazy? Hold on.
Yeah,
okay.
Crazy.
It says our military intel contact is confirming Mr. Fleming's sources saying that the interim military government, the 866 active military personnel working on getting the RV out, and the RV teams have all still been meeting twice a day to get the upper level bond redemption payouts completed. And then it says, and then it's going to trickle down. It's going to downstream to the T1 to T4 to the T4B level. And I guess this is for everyone that has the bonds, I believe. I don't know if it's just the Chinese bonds, and is it also the foreign currencies like the dinar? Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
But I was wondering if
that's the different level. Yeah, I believe so.
So the 866 active military personnel, would that signify anything or just a random number?
We can have a look at it.
Okay.
One of the things that you've made me think of, Denise, is around that same time, might have been the day after, Charlie was talking about the Starlink 17, so the rocket that went up.
Yes.
That's the one that's kind of gluing everything together, making it all operational. But the numbers on that were very interesting. So Starlink, so Star comes to 58, which is Nisara, XRP, Ivanka, Robin in Batman and Robin. But Link comes to 46. And 46 is Dove, it's Ward, but it's also, in this case, Link.
The fake president. Sorry.
Yeah, 46 president. Yeah, and
46 is the fake president.
It's a really powerful number for President Trump, because he was born in 1946, and he was also born on the 14th of 14th of June. So 146. So you've got 1 times 46, which is 46, or 1 plus 46, which is 47, which is John, which is his middle name. 146 is Ivanka Trump. It's also New Jerusalem, Leonardo da Vinci. So there's a lot of good things with that. But yeah, 46 is also the year of it's also the age of JFK in 63 with all of that. Bobby, his brother, Bobby comes to 46, and atomic palladium comes to 46 as well. So, but Starlink, you add those together, that comes to 104, which comes to L. Linwood, so L. Linwood,
Right.
but also comes to Jerusalem. And you've got the New Jerusalem that will be on the American continent, but you've also got the Old Jerusalem, where the Dome of the Rock is, 1 through 8, Donald Trump, Dome of the Rock. He put the embassy back into Jerusalem. So you've got all those things going on, but then it was Starlink 17, so the good old number of 17. So you add 17, and that comes to 121. 121 comes to Revelation. It comes to the Trump. It comes to the Fourth. It comes to Don Trump. It comes to Gotham City, which I remembered this week. So Batman and Robin, Gotham City is 121. Yes. Revelation is 121. But also Golden Jubilee. Oh. So Golden Jubilee is what we're waiting for, part of all of this. Right. And that comes to 121 again. And that just happened all around the same time that President Trump was in Switzerland signing everything off. So I think there was a lot of significance with that, with the numbers on Starlink 17. Also for its reason of, linking everything together, but the numbers on it, I don't think were a coincidence. 17 is very obvious. Right. But when you look at it further, it takes it up to 121, which is just the super powerful number of everything. Golden Jubilee, Revelation, the Trump. It's all there, yeah. And I'm thinking, I can see in my mind's eye again, New York. With all the, when I'm saying these numbers, I keep seeing the water of Statue of Liberty and the World Trade Center, and that's kind of where it's always in my mind's eye, yeah.
And New York is getting so bad. I mean, I was speaking with someone last night who actually he's visiting with his family in Florida. He's like, I got to get out of New York. It's so bad. There are murders going on down in the subway system. It's not even safe. It's not even safe to take the subway. I mean, it's really, I don't think it's ever been this bad. It's just bad. And will it recover? Will it ever get back to the way it was? I don't know. I don't think so. And so many people left, they're not coming back.
Yeah, no, but I think it can be something better. And like what Tom's talking about too, is that especially with Trump there, and having the influence that he's had within that city in the past, he's not going to let it stay like that for long.
Well, he's got to get a lot of these people have to be taken out of power first.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, and that's what NESARA does. This is why it's really, really important that things are rolling as they need to be, and so anybody that's talking about, elections 2024, it's not going to look anything like it. We're not even going to get to that.
No.
There's not going to be red and blue. It's going to be human race, period. End of story.
Yeah.
I am a citizen of the world. Done.
The twinkling of an eye will come in, and when it comes in, it'll be like that, and then it'll be like,
Yeah. That's what I'm hearing too.
Yes.
That those that are sleeping now, that the switch will come on.
Yes.
And so I'm just continuing to hope and pray for that, of course, and try to keep our vibrations high. That's all we can do at this point,
Right.
That's it. Just it's a phrase that's used a lot, but you just consciously hold the line and you keep doing what you do, and more and more cards get flipped over, more and more people get flipped over every week, and eventually, when the time is right, then the twinkling of an eye will happen, and maybe sooner than we think, and we're off to the races.
Yeah.
You notice a lot of people are missing.
Yes.
Like we don't see.
We're already in the middle of some race. We just don't know it. Half of us.
Yeah.
A lot of people are missing. Do you say, Denise?
Yeah. Yeah. Like where is Schiff? Yeah. Where are all these? What about in Hollywood? Okay. Where are all of these celebrities that were coming out against Trump day after day after day? Mm-hmm. And now they finally have the government that they want. Where are they? Why are they not out there like putting it in our face?
Exactly. Because they took their shot on the 21st, President Trump said, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. I love that. That was awesome. That was great. Oh, he was shot. He forgot he was shot already.
Yeah.
Took a shot.
That was classic. That was just classic. Oh, he did say.
Well, brilliant, girls. It's been a lot of fun again.
Yes, thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much,
again
Tom.
Soon. And,
and we'll talk about movie night. Back to the Future.
Yeah. We'll do that. And who knows? Maybe we'll be in a completely different reality by then. We'll see what happens.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
We'll all take my RV and go to the Grand Canyon together.
There you go.
That would be great.
There you go. Yeah. Caravan of Courage. We'll do that.
Oh, I like that title.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Dear Julie. Take care, Denise. God bless.
Bye, brother.
Bye, Julie.
Bye.
Guys,
Bye.
thank you for watching. Bye.
Yep. Thanks. Bye-bye.